Okay, so hi guys. I know it's been just under a couple of weeks since I posted my last post. I did think about doing one last week, but I just figured that it probably wasn't going to be much that I was going to be able to bring to the table. So what I've been doing over the last nearly 14 days is, like I said in the first post, just trying to get the hair to grow out a little so that I can, when I cut it, I have some hair on my head. And so originally I was going to cut my hair after 2 to 3 weeks. I think I'm probably going to extend that slightly and see whether I can get my hair to a healthy state and a bit more length before I actually cut the locks off. So between this period and the last period, what I've been doing is trying just to keep the new growth moist, or keep it oiled. We taught from when we're young that we need to put hair oil in the hair, but we didn't really, I don't think that the importance of the hair type was really thought about. So I started off just using what I use in my daughter's hair, which is coconut oil and pink moisturizer, which, works in the interim for a while. And I was just kind of putting it on the new growth, and it does the job, I guess. However, what I found is that by the time the end of the day came, my hair felt pretty dry and like, there's a whole heap of syntheticness on my hair. So it got me thinking about the discussion I began having before about what type of hair that we have, not like the actual 1, 2, 3, 4 ABC type, but the porosity. So I said I'd come back to you guys and I would tell you what the word that I couldn't remember was, and it's porosity. And the porosity is basically the hair's ability to absorb and hold moisture. So different people have different types of porosity, and there's high or low. There is medium, but in general they tend to talk more about it being high porosity or low porosity. If it has low porosity, then your hair is good at absorbing moisture and holding it, but it does tend to keep prone to build up from protein rich conditioning products, and it can sometimes leave the hair feeling a little bit stiff and straw like. So it does require moistures, but things like shea butter, jojoba oil, coconut oil, and mineral oil. And this is where I probably went wrong. So it really can't work with heavier products. So it even suggests using things like hair milks. And then the other one is high porosity, which means that your hair can absorb moisture quickly, but because the cuticles of the hair actually has gaps within it, it loses moisture quickly. So people with high porosity hair, it's better that you use leave-in conditioners and sealers, and it's better to use heavy hair butters. So you can pretty much find out if you have high or low porosity hair There's two ways. There's one called the float test. So if you are, upon reading upon it, there's two ways. And the float test, you take a couple of strands or a few strands out of your comb, and you put it to float in water for about 4 to 5 minutes. If it floats, then you know you have low porosity hair. And if it sinks, then you know you have high porosity hair. The other way is the slip and slide strand. So you just take a strand of your hair and you just rub along the shaft, up to the shaft of your hair, which I believe is kind of like this bit here. If you just kind of rub along it, and if you find that your hair is the strand of your hair is smooth as you rub along it. I can't really do it because I'm holding the phone now. That reminds me, I think I need to get a holder so that I can do the video and do different things with my hair and be able to talk as well. But when you rub along the strands, so you just take one strand and you rub along, and if you find that it's smooth, then you know you have low porosity hair. And if you find that it feels like it's got bumps along the strand of your hair, then you have high porosity hair. That's what I did. I decided to do the strand test, the slip and slide test, because I have locks, so it's a bit harder to do the float test because obviously I can't comb my hair out, so then there's not really strands in my comb to comb it out. So I did the slip and slide test, and I found that I have high porosity hair. So me using the coconut oil makes sense when I said that after a while I find that my hair is quite dry, because my hair is high porosity, it's not absorbing, it's not maintaining the moisture that I'm putting in. So yes, to begin with, my hair feels lovely and silky, and I can't fault it. I walk out the door and I think, gosh, my hair is perfect. By the time I've walked back into the door, my hair feels quite dry, and actually the coconut oil and the pink moisturizer that I've been using can feel quite synthetic on my hair. So I will be going out sometime during the week to buy some heavier products and some leave-in conditioners and heavier butters. I will be discussing with you what those heavier butters are, but I just wanted to come back to you guys and discuss the porosity of hair, because I did say I couldn't remember the name of it, and I did say I would come back to you and let you know what it's called. There is also medium porosity, but it's the type of hair that often needs the least amount of maintenance. The cuticles are lower, and it kind of allows just the right amount of moisture. So I won't really go into that because you won't really have any difficulties with it. And to be fair, I will be discussing high porosity hair more because it's the type of hair that I have, and so it will be what I will be working with. So sometime in the week, I guess, I'm gonna be going to look at the products and discussing and just going through the different leave-in conditioners, sealers, and hair butters, heavier hair butters, so that I can just moisturize my hair appropriately. I will also be possibly leaving my hair longer, so the longer I can leave it and just maintain the regrowth and stuff and let it grow before cutting it off, the happier I'll be. So over the next week, I will be looking also at what my hair type is and doing a bit more research on that. So I guess, guys, my next post will be discussing the various different heavier hair butters and the leave-in conditioners, and possibly just going through trying the different products so that my hair will be healthy and well treated when it comes to losing these beautiful locks. So I hope that this installment of From Locks to Knots has been helpful to somebody out there, and has given some knowledge to somebody. And I will see you guys probably next week, where I will post the process, probably in the shop, of what products I have bought and what I'll be trying. So stay posted. All right, bye.